my lovely, it's just Cal from Cal's Craft. Welcome if you've not been before, and welcome back if you have been before. I thought I'd do a get to know me tag. I haven't done one before, so I thought, why not do one today? So I'm carrying on with my little owl and little babby. So I'll just move the camera down to there so you can roughly see where I'm working. There you go. And hopefully sort of focus. Yeah. Focus and put my glasses on. So, as you all know, my name's Cal, Cal's Crafts. It was Caroline Withington and I changed it to Cal's Crafts because I thought let's everybody know that I am a crafting channel. I've been on YouTube as a creative probably for about 5 years, doing all sorts of different crafts. But since 2018, November 2018, I took up diamond painting because I was getting, I don't know, not put off with the crafts I was doing, but I was getting a bit bored with them and wasn't enjoying them the same. And I found diamond painting in that November, and that sparked a new lease in me, and I've not looked back since. So then I started filming again then, because I've been a bit mishapped with my filming, and the rest is history. And now I'm still here, still filming, still diamond painting, among other crafts. So I thought I'd tell you a little bit about myself. So I've printed off some questions. Some of them I've crossed out because some of them are really like, you look at them and think, what? How am I supposed to answer that? So I thought, well, you might be interested, you might not. I won't take offence if you're not, but I thought some of you might want to know about my, let me move that over a bit, there you go. A little bit about my life and what I've been up to. So we'll start at number 1 and we'll just go from there if you want. It says, right, where did I grow up? Well, I was very, very lucky. I grew up in the country. It was a little tiny, tiny village. And it was a tiny village. There was 4 houses and 4 bungalows on our little estate. We lived by the fields all the way around us. So there was a few houses at the top of the village. There was a little village shop. There was probably about 20 other houses in the village, something like that. And I spent nearly all my childhood outdoors. Always out in the fields, in the rivers, in the brooks, climbing trees, walking miles. Very rarely I was in the house, always an outdoor girl. Where do you currently live now? Well, now I live in a small town, which was about 10 miles from where I grew up. I moved here when I was about 19, because it was easier for my job. And I wanted to go out and at nights and meet up with friends, and living in the country, you've got to drive everywhere. And I didn't have a car. I could borrow my dad's, but it's not the same. You couldn't have a drink. You couldn't stay over at people's houses because, you know, your parents would expect you home. So I moved out, shared a flat for a couple of years, and then I went off on my own and had my own flat and never looked back. The town is probably about 5,500 roughly occupancy now. So it's got a very, very tiny main street with it's got 2 charity shops, 2 hairdressers, 2 insurance companies, a bookshop, two banks, 3 banks, very small branches, Lloyd's, Midland Bank and Barclays, Boots the chemist, small one, and Spar supermarket, really tiny, and that's it. And then on the outskirts of the town, as you go out, there's an Aldi's and a little Tesco's, and that's it. Lots of closed down shops, but But it does me. It's quiet. It's nice. It says, how tall are you? Right. Before I had kids and got a bit older, I was 5 foot 5.5. And it's even on my passport, because when I had my first passport, you had to have your height measured and everything on there. I was 5 foot 5.5, and I used to say, don't forget the half, it's very important. Well, I got measured, I think about 18 months ago, 2 years ago. And I was horrified to find that I am 5 foot 4 and a bit. So I've lost nearly 1.5 inches off my height because my spine has crumbled a little bit. So, but that happens with old age apparently, some more than others. So I am now the shortest in my family, because the girls, Millie is 5 foot 5 just over. Jessie's 5 foot 6.5. Joshua is like 5 foot 11. Grant's, I think, is about 5 foot 11. And then there's diddly daddly me. I don't mind though. Are you a dog person or a cat person? Well, I've grown up with cats all my life because my dad wouldn't have a dog. So I never had a dog, and then when I lived on my own, you weren't allowed pets. Well, I did have a pet hamster when I lived on my own, because the landlord did allow the pet hamster. And then when I got with Grant, we had 2 cats. And then we got a dog, Lily, because I always wanted a dog. He'd had dogs growing up, but I never had dogs. For company, Lily's now, what's she coming up? She'll be 5 in April, so it'll be 5 years in June that we will have had her. And I tell you what, I'm definitely a dog person. I love my cats, don't get me wrong, but now I've had a dog, yeah, I definitely have a dog over a cat, even though I love my cats. But yeah, dogs are such good company. What year were you born? I was a 60s baby. I was born in 1967, so I can see you all now. We're trying to work out how old I am. 52. I'm an old fart getting. Funniest moment through high school? None. 0. I hated high school because I was dyslexic and didn't get any help. I hated it. Absolutely hated it, because I found reading and writing very difficult. And the teachers were very, very mean back then. Not like they are today. I mean, you used to have board rubbers thrown at you. If one person on the row that you were in misbehaved, you all had a clip round the ear roll. It'd start at one end and go down the whole bloody table. And you'd all have a whack. And when the first year I went to high school, I was 11, they still used the cane. I never had it, but they did use it. These are a bit random, some of these questions, but we'll go down the list. Have you ever been to college? Yes, I went to college and I studied business studies. So I passed that. So I enjoyed it. So I passed that. Yeah, but I wasn't bright enough to go on to university, and I couldn't afford it. So that was the end of that. What is your favourite drink? Well, alcoholic drink is Tia Maria and Coke, I absolutely love, and Baileys and ice. I love a good Baileys and ice. It's no good giving me a fiddly glass full. I want a big glass. I'm greedy. I like a big glass of Baileys. But I only tend to drink it at Christmas. What is your spirit animal and why? Well, my spirit animal, I was desperate to be a wolf or something, you know, something like that, big and fierce, or a bear, or and I tried, I don't know how many different things to find out what my spirit animal was, and no matter what type of quiz or book I looked in, or research, or even going into the Indian native things and going through books and things on theirs, and I went through stacks of stuff. Everything I went through, I came out as a deer. So I think it's because I'm gentle soul, very loving, gentle, kind, probably too kind, and I always see the best in everybody. So yeah, so I'm a deer. If you're wearing perfume, what scent is it? Well, I've got me expensive stuff on today. I have my Dior Absolutely Blooming. My husband bought it me, not this Christmas, the Christmas before, and I don't, very rare I put it on, but I felt a bit ugh this morning. So I thought I'll put a little bit of this on. So I put some of that on because I absolutely love the smell. But everyday perfume, I tend to have Jimmy Choo. Is it Jimmy Choo? Is that how you say it? And I think is that Absolute Marvellous or something similar name anyway. But that's the one I tend to wear. Are you a tea girl or a coffee girl? Coffee. I do like it, but I am very conscious that not to have too much caffeine because it can affect me, my mood swings and things. So, but I do like coffee. I would drink coffee day in, day out if I could, especially fresh brewed coffee. Oh yes, please. What are your life goals? I can't say I particularly got a life goal. I mean, my aim has always been since I was little to make people happy, to put a smile on somebody's face, and yeah, make people smile and be happy, and try and be the nicest I could with people. I do like to see people happy and make them smile. What sport do you play or have you played? I wasn't a very sporty girl. I did do the shot put. I was very good at that. But I used to play rounders when I was about 15, 16, and I was won trophies galore. I did like rounders. A bit like baseball, I suppose it is. In America, rounders are. I had 4 posts, and then you hit it ball with a bat and had to go to each post, touch each post before you got to base back. So yeah, I used to play that. Have any books you read changed your life? Easy answer to that is nope. And very much so, as like used to read very much fantasy books, dragons and things like that. I tend to now read autobiographies, and I do like a good autobiography. But no, I can't say any book. They interest me, and I find them very, very fascinating reading about other people's lives. But no, sorry. What's your favourite movie? Not got one of those either. I've never been one for favourite movie, favourite music. I like different genres, and so I can't really say. Like I could watch one tomorrow and I think, oh, that's my favourite, and then I'd watch one next week and I think, oh, that's my favourite. I mean, I did like things like Ghost and Dirty Dancing. I enjoyed Grease. I absolutely loved. You know, so there is some films that I'll watch time and time again. So yeah, that's that. Who are your favourite YouTubers? Well, that's an easy one to answer because it doesn't change. Rosie Posy Crafts, because I've known Rosie Posy Craft, Annie Chambers, from when I very, very first started doing lace crafts and paper stuff, and so she was one of my first people that subscribed to me, and she was one of the first people I subscribed to, because I think we roughly started about the same time. So definitely Annie. Rachel Ray, I absolutely adore as a YouTuber and a person. You all know her. She is, you know, I don't have to say, she's just lovely. Mrs. Coffee, she is just amazing, and she's been so supportive and so helpful, and Rachel, to my channel. They are probably who I admire the most, is them two to look up to, especially for advice, because they will tell you straight. I do like Tracy's DP and Crafts. Tracy's got a very similar sense of humour to me, and I just think she's just a lovely lady, and I love the fact that she has her family on like I do. And also Becky's Madness for Crafting, because she's mad as a box of frogs, and her daughter Tiny Pufferfish. But I just like them because they say it as it is. But there is other ones. There is loads of other ones that I like. And if I haven't said your name, please don't be offended, because they know who they are. They know that I think the world of them. Do you speak any languages, and how well? Nope. I have a job to speak the English language. No, we did Welsh in school. I was crap at that. We did French in school. I was completely crap at that. And I think it's because I was so severely dyslexic. I could hardly master the English language, not alone another language. I can speak a couple of words in Swahili, but I really always wanted to learn Spanish. I have tried a few times and failed, but I'm going to keep trying. And then hopefully, because it's on my bucket list, as they say, that I might not get to speak it fluently or anything like that, but I'd like to learn it just that I could get by. So that's my goal, to learn Spanish. Are you single or taken? I am very much taken. I am very much taken. And it says, how long was your longest relationship? The next question. Well, that would be with my husband. Over 20 years. And it doesn't feel that long. He is my soulmate. I wouldn't be with anybody else. I mean, I was a slow developer, as they say. I didn't meet my husband until I was in my 30s. And I was an older mum because I didn't have my kids. I had Joshua at 34, Millie at 37, and Jessie at 40. So, but I was determined that I wouldn't be with just anybody. I had boyfriends, you know, for a year or two, but nobody that I'd want to marry. But I was with Grant 3 weeks, I think, or 4 weeks, when I said to my mum I'm going to marry him. She said, "You might not ask you." I said, "He will." And he did. And I said yes. So we were engaged, I think, within 3 months of being together. We moved in together. I think we'd been together 6 months. We moved in together, and we were married within a year. And now we've been married 20 years this year. So yeah. So he is the love of my life and the longest relationship. What is the idea of a dream date? My husband took me on a dream date. Before we got married, he picked me up from my flat about, I don't know, 9 o'clock in the morning. He'd come and pick me up, and I wasn't ready. So he said, no worries. So he had a cup of tea, and he said, "Oh, I just got to check something on the truckie." So off he went. Didn't think nothing of it. So I'm taking you to the seaside. Now, this is the middle of the winter. I think it was the day after New Year's Day. So it was dry, but it was very cold and windy. And he knows I love the seaside. Absolutely love the seaside. So he said, "Come on, we'll go for a run to the seaside." So he took me to this place called Innislas, which is all sand dunes and stuff. And we got there about, I don't know, 11:30 in the morning. We went for a stroll across the beach, and the sea was crashing in, and there was nobody about. And we got back to the truck, and he'd got a bottle of wine and some glasses, and he poured us a glass of my favourite wine, and he said that he loved me very much, and here was to the future. And I think I burst into tears. It was so special. It was just lovely. So yes, that was my perfect day, walking on the beach in the winter, hand in hand. All right, turn the page. How would you describe your fashion sense? Anybody knows me, terrible. I have absolute zero fashion sense. My kids would dress me better than I can dress myself. I don't buy clothes and stuff like that because I have no idea what suits me, what doesn't suit me, and what I think suits me doesn't, and what doesn't suit me or does suit me. Oh yeah, I just get confused. I'm a jeans and a t-shirt or baggy joggers and a t-shirt type of girl. Yeah. So yeah, that's me. Hairstyle. Go to hairstyle. I've grown my hair long again because I did cut it short and I hated it because I had to do my hair every day because it was so short. So I've grown it again because I like having it down, but I love the fact that in the morning, if I can't be asked to do my hair, gather it up in a bobble and put it up into a ponytail or something similar, and you're ready to go, quick and easy. What's your go-to fast food order? Well, if we can afford it, we always go for a Chinese, and we always buy a mixed things. Nobody orders something for themselves. We always order a mixed batch of stuff, put it on the table, and everybody has a bit of everything, and everybody loves that. That's all of our favourites, I think. So if we've got a bit of spare cash, that's what we tend to get. Do you use a PC or a Mac? A PC. It's an old PC now and it is on its way out. But yeah, PC. And because well, one, we couldn't afford something else, but two, I don't really know how to use a PC as fully as I should. The kids come along and do something and they say, oh, how did you do that? And I go, oh, for God's sake, Mum, it's always been able to do that. Come here. Yeah, I'm not techno savvy or whatever the word is. Your most memorable vacation? It's got to be my honeymoon. My husband took me to, which I didn't know until it was time. Well, I had to know 3 months before, but I didn't know when we decided to get married. But he did have to, well, he didn't tell me the destination. All he told me 3 months before was what jabs I needed, because I had to. So we went to Tanzania and Zanzibar, and it was absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. Zanzibar Old Town was just unreal. You know, seeing Maasai warriors walking down the street, and because my husband speaks Swahili fluently, because he was born in South Africa, and he worked out in Tanzania and different places, and he would stop them and have a chat with them. And yes, they do have their swords and their shields in hand, and they do look like the pictures walking down the street. Yeah, so I'd go back there in a heartbeat. Do you have any bad habits? I would have to probably ask my husband that. Bad habits. I get upset easily. That's probably one they don't like. I'm very trusting, and I tend to take people under my wing, which doesn't always work out. But my husband says I'm too sensitive and too trusting. What else? Do you have any weird quirky things? I don't think so. Again, you'd have to ask hubby. I know that when I sit down, I if I'm not well, I've got a habit of shaking my one leg up and down. I don't know I'm doing it, but I do it. And I've noticed the kids do it as well. Well, the girls do, not Josh. Do you have a favourite colour? No. I used to love purple. I still like purple, but I never used to like green, but I like green now. I like blues, aqua blues. I like teals. Yeah. So no, I haven't really got a favourite colour anymore. Do you have any siblings? Yes, I have one sibling, Jacqueline. She's 3 years older than me. She was a very good sister growing up. She used to look after me. She was born slightly backward in the sense that like when she was 11, she would have the mind of an 8-year-old and so forth. But unfortunately, when she went into her teenage years, she got childhood dementia, which is very rare. And she was back and forth big city hospitals, and she got she had loads of seizures bits, and they'd never seen. She's the only documented case in the world that's got the type. Don't ask me what it is because it's a hell of a mouthful. And they did loads of research on her and films and God knows what in Cardiff University Hospital. But her brain now, I mean, she used to take me shopping on the bus. She could go a week shopping and bring it back on the bus and take me and whatever, cook, clean, 3-course meal. She could sew. She used to make some beautiful baby quilts. And unfortunately, now she doesn't know who we are, where she is. She can't walk anymore. She can't eat proper foods anymore. She has to have pureed things or she'll choke. Her brain is pretty much gone. But where she is, she's very well looked after, and they take her to the theatre and concerts and, you know, and shopping and out for meals. What they do is they take a meal of hers, and the meals, the company she has them, they make, although they're pureed, but they put them into the shape of a carrot or a pea and stuff like that, where it looks like meat, and although it's all pureed, it's quite good how it's done. So yeah, so I got Jacqueline. She's 3 years older than me, and I love her to bits. What is your favourite values in friends? My favourite, I wouldn't say it's favourite value, but a value I look for in anybody that I meet is kindness. That goes a long, long way in my eye. I love somebody that is very, if you show a bit of kindness towards people, goes a long way. And honesty and trustworthy. I think you've got to trust your friends. Have you been to any concerts or festivals? Been to a couple. I've never been to a festival. Been to concerts. I saw Billy Idol, Meatloaf, Tina Turner, Bon Jovi. I think that's about it. It's only a few. Tina Turner was out of this world. So was Bon Jovi. Meatloaf was good. He was very good. Yeah, he was very good. But I think Tina Turner was probably my ultimate favourite. She was just absolutely amazing. She just doesn't stop the whole time. I don't think I could go to a concert now because my disability, I wouldn't be able to stand for that length of time that you need to be in, listening to the warm-up acts and all that before you even get to the people you get to see. Do you get along with your family? Yeah, it's very small. There's my mum, my dad, my sister, me, and my Auntie Marg, and that's probably all on my side. And then on Grant's side, it's his mum, his dad, his brother, and his sister, and her family, and that's about it. What's the biggest struggle you overcame? I haven't overcome it, but I've learned to live with it, I should say, because you don't overcome it ever, and that's my severe depression. I started being severely depressed at 9 when my sister became ill, and my mother had a couple of nervous breakdowns because of it all. Yeah, so I've always had severe depression, suicidal at a few times. I got that low. But yeah, dealing with that, I think, and learning the signs of when I start to go back into the darkness, because I do hate the darkness. Frightens me when I start slipping backwards. But yeah, dealing with that, I think, is my biggest struggle that I live with, and the thing I'm most proud that I have not overcome with it, but learning to function even though I have it, and make sure that my family and my friends and everybody's okay. Because as a mum, I think you tend to put yourself last a lot of the time. Who's your role model? Probably my dad. My dad was brought up with no father, and you've got to realise he's 80 odd, so it was shameful back in the day. We don't know what happened. His mum would never say. And he only had a nan. He had no relative. He doesn't have any cousins or anything. So it was just his mum and his nan. He didn't learn to read and write until he was an adult, because he basically had to work, because it was only him and his mum to put food on the table. He's always been poor. And then when he met my mum, he was doing a job and he was still very, very poor. I mean, their kitchen cupboards were apple boxes that he nailed to the wall. Their water was from a well down the field, and their toilet was literally an outhouse with a hole in the ground. But then he worked 3 jobs until they got us into a council house. Then he managed to find a job in a factory, and he worked hard. He learned himself to read and write when he was doing the 3 jobs. My mum taught him as well. And then he got to his managerial level in the factory that he worked. Well, he was supervisor come manager. So he ended up having a fairly good job at the end. So his retirement, they were okay. And I think, yeah, my dad, I think, he's never moaned. He's just worked hard, provided for his family, even though he never really had a family life himself. So yeah, my dad, because he makes you feel that you can overcome anything. What are you happiest with in your life? I think my happiest is the fact I'm married to Mr. W. I can't imagine my life without him in it, and the fact that he's given me my 3 kids. So yeah, Mr. W and the 3 kids. That's my happiest moments, when I'm with them. What is your favourite Netflix show? Well, I don't really watch telly, but this year I did watch, and Millie said, oh, you've got to watch this programme called Lucifer. And I was like, oh, really? She said, oh, Mum, just watch it. Watch it at night when you can't sleep. So I started to watch that, and yeah, I was hooked. So that's about the only thing. Well, that's not on now, so I don't watch any, but yeah. God, these are a bit random. Who was your childhood's best friend? That was a bloke called Jeff Morgan. Me and him were the only 2 in the village, so we grew up together. We were like brother and sister. And I know even today, though we don't see him, might see each other once a year, if that, I could call him now and say I need you, and he'd be there. So yeah, him. What was your dream job as a kid? I was talking about this actually on my live the other week. It was to be a vet's nurse. Always wanted to be a vet's nurse. But again, I wasn't bright enough. So that went out the window. If you have to order a coffee, what do you order? A skinny cappuccino or a flat white? Quite basic I am. What's your favourite thing to order on Uber Eats? Well, that's easy. Nothing, because we don't have anything like that round here. You'd have to travel like probably 45 miles away to get anything like that. So our Uber Eats is us getting in the car and going to whatever place that you need. When did you find diamond painting? I said to you before, didn't I? It was November 2018 from Annie from Rosie Posy Crafts. Was when I found diamond painting. Have you always been a crafter? Nope, I only started crafting probably 5-6 years ago when I became poorly. I needed something to do, so I decided to take up some crafts. Made junk journals, art journals, tissue holders, jewellery, made some jewellery, stick pins, just loads of different bits and pieces. But then I got bored with it all, and I'm not very creative that way with it, so I just was going to give up. And then Annie showed me this diamond painting. I thought, oh, that looks good. So she said, just order one, just get one, try it and see. Honestly, she said, you'll love it. Well, that was it. I ordered one. And you all know what happens when you order one diamond painting and you do it. Yeah, you're hooked. And then you start ordering them, and then you get hooked on ordering them. So yeah, so that was it. What do you want to learn most out of your crafting? I want to learn, because I started to do colouring, because I never did that as a child. I was never interested in it. But now I've got into adult colouring, I want to learn some more techniques on it, so I learn how to blend a bit better, do shading a bit better and stuff like that, and to make things look a bit more realistic. So yeah, I want to learn that, and I also want to learn how to use my sewing machine, because I've had that for 20 years and I don't know how to use it. Well, I can, if somebody sets it all up for me, I can put my foot to the pedal, that's about it. So yeah, nothing else. Where's the other one? What do you want to do in the future? I'd like to carry on doing YouTube with you lot. I'd like to still be doing my Sunday lives, because I absolutely love doing that and chatting to everybody. I want to continue involving my kids, especially the girls, in the crafting and learning new things, and I hope they carry that forward. Being very supportive to my husband and helping him with his craft, because he's an amazing wood carver. Yeah, and just really carrying on as I am. I think I can't look too far in the future. I think you need to take one day at a time and enjoy the time and the day that you're in at the time, because sometimes if you look too far in the future, you miss what's in front of your nose, don't you? Yeah, and carry on being kind and thoughtful to others. I say that every night before I go to sleep, to trying to be kinder and nicer person, and even if it's just to make one person smile a day, that's my goal. So that's the end of my tag questions. Bit random here, there and everywhere, but you've got to know a little bit more about me. But if there's anything else you want to know, you can leave it down in the comments and I'll be willing to answer it. I will. And if you've enjoyed that and you want to hear more about me, stay tuned. I do a live on a Sunday and videos throughout the week. And if you feel like subscribing to hear more about me, I hope I've not had my head in the way all of the time, have I? No, I hope not. If you want to carry on and you feel like listening to more of my ramblings and you haven't subscribed, I'd really love it for you to come on board and subscribe. And there's also a notification button by the side that'll let you know when I go live or upload a video or whatever. And take care, look after yourselves, and all my details are down below. Take care and speak to you all soon. Bye for now.